try and get them to come closer.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Katie Cloudy and WWDC is right around the corner and it's Apple's one of the most exciting public events, and just like any other year, WWDC's focus will be on software, developer tools and usually some hardware. So the main highlight of the conference will be iOS, and this year we'll see the next version of iOS 10, and the changes which will and from iOS 10 I expect a range of features and enhancements have been requested by the users over a couple of years, and that includes better notification management, editing of the control center items, and also new features to the stock apps like Mail and Notes for the users. And also we might see manual controls on the camera, and of course, like everybody saying, more applications of 3D touch, because it's kind of an unutilized feature at this moment. But mainly I have this personal theory is that Apple has been releasing a lot of heavy powered devices. The iPhone 6s with the A9 chip clocked at 1.9 GHz and also 2 GB of RAM, and the 12.9-inch iPad Pro which has nearly a 4K display and 4 GB of RAM. Now here's the thing, the whole 12.9-inch 4K canvas of the iPad Pro is displaying a grid of 6x6 icons 90% of the time, and I think it's time for iOS to push the pixels, push the processing power, take all of the iOS devices to the limits, because Apple likes pushing limits and it doesn't make a hardware change unless it's 100% necessary. Also, that being said, I think that Apple's going to cut support for the devices with 512 MB of RAM. That will use the iPhone 4S, the iPad 2 and hopefully the iPad 3 as well. And these three devices are about 5-year-old and about as old as it gets. So I think those three devices will be missing iOS 10 this year, and the support will start from iPhone 5 and up, and the iPad 4th generation and up. Now moving on to OS 10. Well, I'm not a full-time Mac user, but whatever. The heavily rumored thing is that the name of OS 10 will change from OS 10 to just simply macOS, like the other family like watchOS, tvOS. And I don't know yet if they'll still name the versions after places in California, but but it sounds cleaner and I'm happy with it. And a feature which has been again rumored is CD on the Mac. I think it's cool, and I don't know how will Mac users feel about it, but it's a recommendation. And also one feature I have been thinking about is that unlocking your Mac with your phone's Touch ID using the whole continuity feature. That's going to be pretty incredible, and I'll have my eye for it. So yeah, and then moving on, we can expect some enhancements and refreshes to watchOS 3 and tvOS, but it's nothing much interesting over there. And also one thing is sure, that Apple Music and iTunes are going to have some kind of refresh in their apps, probably some kind of UI change and also some feature additions. I expect some kind of updates to the aging Pro apps like Final Cut and Logic, Aperture, and the entire Pro apps lineup. And also Apple Pay might have an increase in features like expansion of region availability and also a UI change, but we'll see. Now coming to the most interesting part, hardware. Yeah, I know some people have said that Apple doesn't announce new hardware at WWDC because it's a developer conference. Yes, but the Mac Pro was announced in WWDC 2013, and the MacBook Pro with Retina display was announced. It was the first product which was announced at the WWDC 2012. Okay, so the number one hardware which has been rumored and leaked is the refreshed 2016 MacBook Pro. And by refresh I mean a complete new generation. That's going to be the 4th generation of the MacBook Pro lineup, and the new features include a complete new spec bump, and by that I mean Skylake processors, 64 gigs of RAM, high-speed SSD, and USB Type-C, inclusion of USB Type-C in the I/O, and most importantly a whole new design. And the design might resemble the new MacBook, only MacBook, which is like with the one port. And also there must be, there might be a bump in the resolution, the screen resolution. It might be 4K, not 5K, it won't be 5K, but a little bit above than the 2560 by 1600 and 2880 by 1800 resolution of the 13 and 15 inch MacBook Pros we have at the moment. The panel choice would might switch from IPS LCD to OLED because it has been rumored for quite a lot of time. And also the most peculiar and controversial thing which has been rumored is the inclusion of a second display in the form of an OLED strip just above the keyboard, and it's rumored to be a dedicated Touch ID sensor and a dedicated CD button. Not pretty sure how's that going to work out, but I think it's going to be interesting. There's been a rumor about the 5K Thunderbolt display, which is awaited by a lot of people. And that pretty much wraps it up. If you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.